Welcome to our DLSS4 themed stream. We're taking a look at the new features in the latest Nvidia GeForce Game Ready driver update. So 3 weeks ago at CES, Nvidia announced a host of new features coming to RTX graphics cards, including the old series, but as you can see also for the brand new 50 series. So let's have a look. What are the new features in DLSS 4, and then let's take a look in the actual games, what we can spot, what changes and what performance improvements we may get. So we got a multi-frame generation exclusive to 50 series. So that's the 4 times multi-frame generation. The 2 times is already on previous cards. So I'm playing on a 4070, so you won't be seeing the 4-time multi-frame generation, unfortunately. Hopefully we'll get our hands on an RTX 50 series card at some point, so we can show you that as well. I think my mic is a little loud there. I think that should be better now, hopefully. Yeah, that looks better. So yeah, we also got frame generation that's already on previous cards, 40 series, which we will see later on. But yeah, that has been enhanced. And also ray reconstruction, so we get better image quality. I'm not a pro on all of these techniques, so better you watch this 6 minutes video from Nvidia instead of believing what I'm telling you. But yeah, super resolution, that is better image quality, I suppose. And we also got a new version of DLAA, which basically is the native version of DLSS, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's also on 30 and 20 series. So yeah, general rundown on DLSS 4, but let's jump right into one game. Of course, Cyberpunk 2077 is the best game to showcase new Nvidia features. So we won't be having any game audio, unfortunately, because my capture card has some audio crackling issues with the multi-PC setup. And I didn't want to stream on the same PC I'm actually playing, so we don't get any performance issues there. So yeah, the biggest change we can actually showcase on a 40 series card, not on 50 series unfortunately, is the new transformer model. So that replaces the CNN model. Not affiliated in any way to some news networks. And let's have a look in the settings. That's the latest version of Cyberpunk 2077, and you can change from the old CNN model to the transformer model, which I've already done. And can also set the super resolution to DLAA, so we can actually maybe spot the new any differences, or maybe there are some performance gains, but spoilers, I already ran the benchmark. It doesn't run too good on my 4070 with ray tracing and path tracing enabled. Got everything on high except for screen space perfections, which are on Psycho, so that's the highest level there. Let's run the benchmark there. And yeah, you will see it will be around the 40s at most, mostly in the 30s. So not really a stable 60 FPS possible with a 4070. And yeah, my model is also a little bit overclocked, as you can probably see on the metrics. But that's not enough. I guess that's not enough VRAM also. In the memory section, you can see the second value is the VRAM of my GPU. Which didn't make sense because it's not the GPU, but yeah, of the graphics card. And yeah, it's pretty much maxing out the 12 GB it has available. Not really a smooth experience, but visually quite impressive. We can also run the same benchmark with the old CNN model. I didn't spot that many differences. Overall, the image clarity is quite a bit improved, but yeah, it's best you can see that on side-by-side screenshots. It's difficult to actually point out in a video. Got some quite apparent pop in there, especially for the shadows. But yeah, it looks pretty nice. Yeah, 38.8 FPS on average. And let's have a look at the CNN model, the old one. Maybe in the reflection we can actually spot some differences there, but I guess that was a little bit noisy there in the reflections. Maybe it was less noisy with the transformer model. Let's see if the pop-in is as bad as we've had in the previous run. It's actually not that bad. Maybe because it's real-time rendered and it depends on time of day? Not sure. Or because it already loaded in from the previous run. But yeah, it also looks great. Runs a little bit better than with the transformer model. Haven't seen a huge difference there. But yeah, definitely not the way you want to play with DLAA. I think quality is quite a bit better. The DLSS quality profile, which is like 66% of the resolution. And yeah, I'm also playing here on 1440p. So that's 66% of 1440p is the native resolution there. Shouldn't look too bad, but should run a lot better. So this is with full path tracing, so previously called ray tracing overdrive in Cyberpunk. And it should be stable above 60 FPS, so a lot better than before. Yeah, if you tell me that's DLAA, I would believe you, because I don't see a lot of difference there on a 27-inch display. Previously, with the old model, with the old AI model, I played in performance mode. So maybe now I can play in quality mode if performance is good. Can definitely see quite a difference between performance and quality DLSS profiles in Cyberpunk. The image loses a lot of clarity, but still looks quite good. Yeah, palm trees are still a little bit noisy there at the leaves, but yeah, 70 FPS on average is quite good. I will spare you running through with the old model again, because I actually want to show the game. Benchmarks are all nice and good to have, but yeah, real game performance is a little bit more important. So let's jump into a random save file there, once it's loaded. Maybe we can load up one nighttime, one daytime save. And let's have a look how it runs in DLSS quality mode with the new transformer model. There we are. Maybe the car could use a new model as well. But yeah, definitely over 60 FPS. Let's see if we can get to an area where there's a little bit more traffic, a little more going on. So I'm playing here with a multi-PC setup with a capture card, so there may be some latency. It doesn't feel as spot on as when you're playing usually. Okay, now the game is kind of stuck. It froze up, and I guess it's gone. That's that with Cyberpunk. Is it still there? No. Okay, let's load it up again. That could also happen with another game we're playing later on, but I haven't encountered it with Cyberpunk yet. Yeah, luckily there's also a balance profile between performance and quality, but not every game uses it actually. It is available in Cyberpunk, so yeah, balance is maybe the way to go actually. Because in firefights usually the frame rate drops quite a bit. Should also have a safer with a more taxing area. Yeah, I think that's not too bad. There we are. Let's have a look at the settings. So that's quality, DLSS quality. Runs pretty good. Up until it crashes again. Well, maybe it is a bit too much for my RTX 4070, but usually it runs pretty well. Maybe it got infected from a radioactive spider. I've been having quite a lot of crashes with Marvel Spider-Man 2, which we will also show off later on, if not my PC crashes fully. So now the play button is grayed out. What's going on? Probably because there is still the notification. Yeah, let's try one more time. I would switch to the old model, so maybe actually the new transformer model makes the game crash. That's not been my experience, but I only tried it a little bit before the stream. There we are again. So let's change it to the CNN model. So we were in the 70s, and yeah, with the old model we're still in the 70s. I think I'm in combat. Okay, I'm out of combat. Yeah, ray traced reflection look pretty nice there. And it does run pretty stable. So they definitely improved the performance again for this 4-year-old game, over 4 years even. So if I change to balance, let's see if we can improve frame rate a little. 82. So maybe we can have a look here to spot any differences if the image clarity improves, if it's less blurry in the distance, because that's one major difference I saw with Cyberpunk with the new transformer model. Can you actually zoom in? Oh yeah. So that's the old CNN. I always like when games have like a live preview of when you change stuff. So this game doesn't have it, and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth also doesn't have it, but Spider-Man has it. Spider-Man 2. Oh, actually, yeah, let's switch to quality maybe. So that's CNN with quality. And that's the transformer model. Not a huge difference, I must say. Really nice also to see the shadows there on the buildings from the passing cars. But yeah, I don't see too much of a difference actually. Yeah, and that's why we have these zoomed in digital foundry videos where we can spot every pixel of difference. But yeah, unfortunately I can't see it here. It does run pretty well on both models. But yeah, it's nice to have the new one in there, I guess, to be future-proof. But if you can't use it, it's not that bad anyway. But yeah, still a nice looking game and running better by the month. And yeah, let's maybe have a look at another game which uses DLSS 4. I think there are like 75 games. Unfortunately, we don't have access and the time to show every game, but a few of them. Some games actually don't have native support, like Stalker 2. You have to mod the files a little to get there. So I did mod the files, but I haven't tried if the game actually works, so fingers crossed. Let's go for Alan Wake 2, the other game next to Cyberpunk that is the standout Nvidia benchmark game. And yeah, this one doesn't have a select screen for the transformer and the CNN model, but it does have a DLSS legacy mode, so I assume you get the old CNN model with the legacy mode enabled. Oh, it's actually enabled. I didn't enable it. But yeah, there are some issues with Alan Wake 2's graphics settings once you reload the game. Let's check if everything is on Ultra. So there's actually a video I can show you. Points out the differences actually here. So there's a whole blog post on alanwake.com showing off the differences. So we have a new ray tracing preset which adds fully ray traced reflections, fully ray traced transparent reflections, and a high quality fully ray traced indirect lighting. They're showing off here. Yeah, there we have those zooms. I don't see much of a difference there, but yeah, it was definitely quite visible here. And yeah, a lot less noisy here, the power lines. So let's check if we can actually spot that in game as well. So if you have a 50 series card, you can actually select DLSS frame generation 4. We only have 2 with the 40 series. And yeah, we have the new legacy mode toggle and the ultra ray tracing preset. Let's start off again with DLAA, which my PC won't be able to handle. And let's load up maybe Deer first. Yeah, it's the one area that I also used, for example, for the RTX 40 series laptop review we did with the Predator laptop on the website. So now we can skip it. And another cutscene, and there we are. Hopefully no spoilers. Who knows how we got here. So yeah, not quite reaching 60 FPS here with everything enabled. It does look fantastic, but yeah, it just doesn't run that well. You can see the ray traced reflections here. But yeah, not the way I would actually play. So let's go to quality preset. And yeah, that's a lot better. Actually reaching 82 FPS here. Of course, that's not a lot going on. Just a lot of static characters. But yeah, it does seem to also improve in performance on a 4070, which is quite nice. Previously I couldn't actually play it in quality mode, so now it does seem quite playable. We can also load up a save file where there's more going on, but yeah, you can have a look at the reflections there. Looks quite nice. So let's also have a look at the legacy mode. There's definitely something happening. Yeah, geometry looks pretty much the same. Maybe if we go here we can spot any differences, like in the video. Maybe we can spot some more noise here compared to the old CNN model. So that's the new one. Yeah, you actually have to find it with a magnifying glass. The difference is kind of here. Performance is pretty good now, and with the legacy mode runs a little worse actually. So yeah, nice to see Remedy improving the performance with the new DLSS features. So supposedly it looks better, and it definitely also runs a bit better. So that's quite cool. Maybe we can also load up a different save game. The Ocean View Hotel. So yeah, we have some reflections here. In the 70s, 71, 72, and in legacy mode. Actually a bit better here now. 77, 78. So I guess it really depends on the area. Are we in legacy? Yeah. So that's transformer with balanced. Yeah, not improving substantially the frame rate there. And with legacy mode, again, it does run better with legacy mode. I don't see too much of a difference between both modes. Let's see if we go for ultra performance. 4080p. 480p is the native resolution. Oh. Alright. I guess that's not the preset to go with. That was too ugly maybe, so let's switch. Actually the others work, but ultra performance? Okay. Wow. Not sure what's going on there. Oh, performance actually works, but ultra performance doesn't work in legacy mode. Ultra performance doesn't work at all for me, so okay, that's interesting. So we're down to 720p now in the performance mode. $80 to 90 FPS. Doesn't look too bad either. But of course you lose some image clarity there. But yeah, it's not that bad. So if you're playing with a 120 Hz display, maybe that's more fun to play, especially in the shootouts. But let's see if we go for legacy mode, if we have any drastic changes there. Again, a little bit better. And not much of a difference visually. So I guess I would go for balanced. Let's see if we can actually have some combat. I'm not sure if this is... No, I can't fight them. I don't think I have any safe game where we can actually see some combat, I guess. But yeah, oh, maybe we can see some difference here with the shadows. Somehow that does look a little weird to me. I'm not sure if that's correctly ray traced there. How the bush is casting that shadow there. But let's see if we go for legacy mode, if it's similar. Does appear to be a little more pixelated to me. But it also depends on the angle you stand towards the object. So yeah, I don't see much of a difference. Of course, you can spot them here in the highly detailed video where they zoomed in quite a bit. But yeah, nice to see some performance improvements here with Alan Wake 2. So maybe it's worth another run, or actually to play finally the final draft or the 2 DLCs that were released, which I can highly recommend, especially the second one, the Lake House. But let's jump into another game, which you have to update yourself, Stalker 2. There's a Steam guide for that. Where did the music? I guess we have to go again. Yeah, you actually have to take 3 files from the Cyberpunk 2077 folder, put them into the Stalker folder, then open the Nvidia profile inspector and add a file there, and activate a checkbox and add the preset J, apply changes, and that's it. Then your Stalker 2 is updated to DLSS 4. Hopefully the developers actually will do that in-game, so you don't have to do those steps. So the game may be actually German now, because you can't really select the language with the Game Pass version. There isn't any DLSS toggle. There's just frame generation, for example, which is activated. Everything is set to maximum. Shader, I already compiled shaders, but that was before I updated some files there. Yeah, it's actually always nice that they recompile the shaders, so we don't have any shader compilation stutters. Which a lot of games suffer from. So we got everything on Epic there. Don't really need motion blur. Got DLSS on quality, frame generation turn on. For some reason you can also activate FSR 3.1 even though you pick DLSS here, so that's kind of weird. Got rid of the motion blur, and I'm not sure where we end up here. I haven't played too much of Stalker 2 so far. Definitely something I plan to do for this year. some benchmarks with Xbox Series X, so that's pretty much where I stopped playing the game. There we are. Now we can have a look outside. But I guess I'm no in a story sequence there. Looks to be all the same area. Or it's difficult to spot when there's only like a chapter icon, but not an icon with a screenshot where we actually are. Hopefully the checked edges there on the wall aren't representative of the image quality we have here. Yeah, we can see a lot here. Let's pull up a different save game. So I heard the differences with the new transformer model are quite minor, but there's an uptick to performance. And again, we're here. Oh, didn't mean to do that. We can skip that. Ooh, frame rate isn't going too well. 39-41 FPS. After the sequence we can head out and explore a bit. I guess that's taking too long. Oh, I can't really pause it anyway. Always nice to have a story sequence without any game audio. Especially when the subtitles aren't in English as well. Can't really get out of this dialogue, sadly. But yeah, the frame rate is going nuts. It's going from 30 to 80. But yeah, maybe we can actually leave now. Oh, give me a job. Oh, you can skip it with spacebar. I didn't know that. Can I go out? So I guess the game doesn't really support ray tracing. So we won't see any improvements with the ray reconstruction. But yeah, there's the multi-frame generation, of course, and the transformer model. And yeah, it does look pretty nice. We don't have any comparison with how it ran previously. But yeah, having it run with 85 FPS outside with DLSS quality is not something I've experienced before. So yeah, definitely some improvements there. Performance. And visually it's still a decent looking game. Of course, you have to be in... you have to like those kind of Eastern Bloc look to landscapes, combined with the apocalypse, basically. It's quite a stark difference to Cyberpunk, which we've seen earlier, but yeah, it does run pretty well. Fire could use some updated effects there, but yeah, looks quite good actually. And I do remember some checked edges on all of these poles, and that does look to be improved, even though it's quite dark here. I can actually change the brightness. I don't like that you can't, or you can actually click on the button prompt and then it also works. But if you click on the text, you can't use that function. Yeah, that looks spectacular. I won't fill with gamma and contrast now. I'm just gonna reset it. But yeah, it looks pretty good. We're now even getting over 100 FPS for some reason. Maybe something reset in the settings. It does look quite good. Maybe we can actually see it in daytime as well. Some earlier save game. Hopefully that's not the one I loaded up earlier. Oh, it is. Yeah, I guess we're stuck in nighttime here. And yeah, that's actually not where I want to be. Because there's quite a tough enemy there. But yeah, maybe we can also show that off for performance. I don't remember the controls, so actually we should find something here. Ah, there it is. I know there should be an enemy spawning here, which also turns invisible, and without audio that's quite difficult to fight. There he is. But yeah, did he already die? No. What? It took me ages to fight that guy on Xbox, but I guess that's the difference between controller and mouse and keyboard. But yeah, I didn't notice any stutter. I am dying. But yeah, that's it with Stalker 2. Performance improved. It does look good. So go ahead and mod it. With this guide, just search for DLSS 4 Stalker 2 and you will find it actually. Hopefully they will add official support quite soon. And yeah, if there are any crashes or so, it's on your own responsibility, of course. And speaking of crashes, let's go to our final game, Marvel Spider-Man 2. I did encounter some problems with that game, like many other players. They released a hotfix yesterday. The game was only released, I think, 2 days ago. The PC version, the PS5 version is out since last year. And it was also improved for PS5 Pro already. Now we also got ultra-wide support. I think even to 40, up to 4080 by 9, something like that. Some crazy resolutions there. Fortunately, I haven't found a skip logo fix. But yeah, it does run pretty good when it doesn't crash. So they improved also ray tracing in the PC version. Let me try to set that to English. I can't decide. Oh, it doesn't need to restart. Wow. Hopefully it does restart. Yeah, with ray tracing it's kind of difficult to play with it, my 4070 actually. Without ray tracing it runs very good. Let's just continue. Should be in the open world section just after fighting Sandman. Oh. Or we are in combat. So if I remember correctly, those are the highest settings, but no ray tracing. So we're at 100 FPS. kind of difficult to play these games without audio. But at least we don't get any rights issues as well, since the music has been clear. Web strike. I guess we killed them all. Yeah, could be in some story sequence. Oh, there's still one left. Oh, yeah, I did have a problem on PS5 as well here, where there was an enemy inside the sand. I guess, yeah, the problem hasn't been fixed. That's so weird. I can't fight him. He's a real Sandman. This is ridiculous. No, he's heading further into the sand. Please. Can he actually leave? Yeah, this is not going too good. Okay, there are only checkpoints. The game doesn't have autosaves. I guess we're stuck here for the time being. Yeah. Maybe I can just swing around a bit and show off the performance there, if the game doesn't prevent me from doing so. Oh, it does prevent me. Wow. Oh, he spotted me. Let's start at the last checkpoint then. Let's hope that doesn't happen again. But yeah, the game looks quite good. It did look very good on base PS5 as well. Also had some nice ray tracing there. And 120 Hz support. Gained a bit on image quality with 120 Hz as well on PS5 Pro. But nothing major there. It's not like FF7 Rebirth, which looks substantially better on PS5 Pro. Oh, we stopped the crime, finally. I guess we have the upshot now. That was kind of weird. But yeah, usually with ray tracing, my VRAM filled up quite quickly. As you can see now, it's at like 9.7 gigabyte of the available 12. But it was always maxing out between 11 and 12. And then at some point it crashed. So maybe there's like a memory overflow issue there. It does look quite nice without ray tracing, especially in those combat scenes. You don't notice it at all, because they mostly use ray tracing for puddles. I remember Puddlegate for Spider-Man 1. And for buildings. So for those huge glass facades of those skyscrapers. Yeah, I really wish I had audio. Oh, that's going very fast there. Can switch to Miles Morales. Maybe we can actually show off some swinging around. Yeah, we're pretty much at a locked 100 FPS. It's kind of weird. Maybe the frame rate counter is actually not working. Let's have a look at the graphics. Oh, refresh rate is actually set to 100 Hz. That's interesting. But VSync is off, so why is it limited to 100 FPS? So yeah, usually it ran with my usual 144 Hz display with around 130 FPS or more. Could be due to the capture device. It's now locked to 100 Hz because I deactivated the 4K 134 Hz mode because I wasn't sure if it would interfere with this since we're not playing in 4K 144. But I guess now it's limited to 100 Hz. It's just weird that the frame rate actually caps there as well with VSync off. Let's head into the graphics settings. Set everything to ultra with ray tracing off. So let's turn ray tracing on. We got high, we got very high on, and ultimate. Set it to ultimate. And let's see the game crash. One issue I encountered is that I can't change the frame generation mode. I usually set it to DLSS frame generation, but then I had performance issues and I set it to FSR, which is the AMD equivalent. Even though I'm running an Nvidia card, it runs quite well. But then I tried to deactivate it or set it to DLSS again, and then the game crashes. So now I'm stuck on FSR frame generation. We got DLSS in quality mode. Could also try DLAA if it's available. We got ultra performance, performance balance, quality. There is no DLAA mode. No. I guess upscaling off is the DLAA mode, so we got that as well. And we got the DSR support as well for dynamic resolution scaling. Anti-aliasing is set to TAA, which should be the highest, so let's play without upscaling, but with frame generation because we can't turn it off. So that's basically native mode, but with FSR frame generation. Okay, I guess I can only go in that direction. So yeah, not really reaching 100 FPS now anymore. Got some nicer image quality, it's less blurry now, but the difference isn't huge between quality, DLSS quality and the native mode. Just the game doesn't run quite as smooth. Yeah, I wouldn't actually play it like that. Well, as you can see at the shadow, there's something not right there. Feels really janky, you know. So yeah, we got how do I do this? We got ray traced reflection now, also full ray tracing, ultimate ray tracing, so that does look quite good. We got no interiors here, sadly. Usually they have quite a lot of different interiors, which I think they actually copy and paste from below the level. There we are. You can see them a bit. But yeah, it always when I move, it looks like mini earthquakes, so I'm not sure what's going on there. I think the game still has some issues. And yeah, it does feel quite a bit janky here in those settings. I will try to actually turn to DLSS frame generation. Let's see what happens. It works? Nice. Okay, maybe they fixed that. But we don't have better performance actually. Oh no, no we do. Sometimes it takes a bit to load it. Yeah, it's still pretty rough. It's like 60 to 90 FPS. And yeah, it just doesn't feel stable. I don't know, it feels weird. Hey there. You can also see at the frame times it's a bit uneven there. Not great. And you can see the VRAM usage is, yeah, quite a lot. So maybe that's a bit much for my card. So let's actually use the upscaler. DLSS quality. And now things should improve quite a bit. Yeah, a lot smoother there. But yeah, not quite as detailed now. But yeah, as of now, I would still say the best version of the game is on PS5 Pro. Or even on base PS5, which isn't too different. On PC, I don't know, even with the 4070, it's not really a low-end card. It doesn't feel as smooth as on console. Of course, it's not as bad as the Last of Us port. But yeah, it doesn't seem as smooth as the God of War ports, for some reason. I think the first Spider-Man port also had some issues, but not as much as this one. But at least it's not crashing anymore. So yeah, ray tracing looks quite nice there. We can definitely see a difference between native and quality there in image quality. Quite fuzzy in there. But yeah, that may also happen on native mode. I also want to try without frame generation in native. So yeah, that's the native game without FG. Image quality improved a bit, but still, yeah, those interiors aren't quite as detailed as the real world, of course. And yeah, we're down to the 40s, upper 30s even. Of course, you can limit the game to 30 FPS if you want to play with the best image quality possible. It's just the frame rate is all over the place. Sometimes it's a stable 60 and sometimes it's down to 30. It's quite weird. But yeah, all the reflections look pretty nice there. So with the 4070 I would definitely play with DLSS enabled on quality mode and also with frame generation. What we could try is DLSS quality without frame generation. Let's see if performance is a lot worse. Yeah, still not a playable 60. Or a stable 60. Some people don't even notice if the frames are down to 40 or 30 or less. So all depends on your taste there. But yeah, that's definitely how I would play the game. So the adaptive triggers are also supported with the DualSense controller, but I think you have to connect it by USB cable. I'm playing here with an Xbox controller, so yeah, those features are not available. Wait, you can clear sand mounts? And you're telling me now? After all this before? Oh no. Well, good to know. But yeah, I guess it seems playable now. But yeah, also in my testing, I could play for longer stretches, but then it crashed again. Luckily, the game saves quite frequently. So it doesn't appear that we have like a toggle between the AI models, CNN and Transformer here. At least I haven't found it. Despite all of the settings, that is not available, so I'm not sure. It does support DLSS 4 and the Transformer model, so maybe it just activates by default if your graphics card is compatible. But yeah, no legacy mode or something like that. Yeah, if they actually manage to fix those crashes, I could actually recommend playing the game on PC, but I would still hold off before buying the game on Steam and see what the community reports about the experiences with different systems. But yeah, it is running quite well now on a 4070, even with all of the ray tracing stuff. But yeah, that's only the beginning of the game. Could be different later on, of course, once the game opens up. So yeah, even if you have a 40 series card, I think DLSS 4 brings some improvements in terms of performance and image quality. It really depends on the title if you actually manage to spot them. But yeah, in Cyberpunk, what do I have to do? Parry. And Alan Wake 2 could actually spot some differences, at least in the videos put out by Nvidia and the developers. And the old CNN model actually runs better in Alan Wake 2 in my experience. So it really depends on the title. In Stalker 2 there are definitely some performance improvements. And in titles like Spider-Man 2 you don't actually know what model they're using. But yeah, officially it's the new DLSS 4 model. So looking forward to actually comparing maybe a 4070 Ti with a 4070, and also in terms of multi-frame generation, which is supported by Alan Wake 2 for example. So before I die I will conclude the stream. Thank you for watching, and yeah, let's hopefully do that again with a 50 series card to show more of the differences with DLSS 4. See you next time.